Alright, well, we should have a good video today. I got my cooling unit in the mail for the fridge yesterday, and we're going to have a crack at installing it. The installation instructions that I saw online from rvcool.com were pretty good, so I don't think it's going to be too much trouble. We're going to try to do this without removing the fridge from the RV itself. I'm just going to lay it down on the floor here and hopefully do it that way, because the way I got this fridge in was by taking out the passenger seat. It was almost impossible to get it in, and I never want to try to do that again. So I think it's actually going to be easier to do it right here and just not have a whole lot of room to work. So that's what I'm going to do. We got the gas line off, we got it unplugged. There's two control wires here that we need to remove. There's negative and positive. Now those I put in because the fridge that was here didn't need a 12-volt source. So these are just wires I added to the fuse panel. Negatives wrapped in black. So we should be clear to take the fridge out. Take everything out. Oh man, that freezer reeks like ammonia. I mean, it's a really bad ammonia smell. So I think I'm gonna let that air out for a minute or two here. Oh. So this is it. So they come with the thermal mastic, which is pretty awesome. I'm gonna kind of put this over by the Mr. Buddy here, get it warmed up a little bit. So this, well, that's okay. Oh, that looks a little cracked, but I think a little foil tape will fix that. So screws go in up here, screws go in down here for the freezer and the fridge. Put the thermal compound on there. Straighten out all this stuff. It's kind of a bummer, but I don't think it's too big of a deal. Probably shipping, you know, problem. It's important to keep this box, at least with RV Cool. The way they do it is you return your car within 30 days. There's no warranty, and I believe they offer a 2-year warranty, so I'll definitely be sending my old one back. And I guess the way they do it is you call them and they will have UPS come and pick it up from your business, or I think your residence as well. So that's pretty cool. So we're gonna get this fridge out, lay it down. I'm gonna stick this under here just so everything stays flat. And there is something I'm concerned about. This bracket here looks pretty messed up. Just noticed that. What is that bracket for? Yeah, that bracket is under there. I don't like anything about that. I think I'm going to call RV Cool right now and see what they say about that. before I give them a call, I'm going to go ahead and pull this out, lay it down, and kind of look at that corner and see what it looks like. A little closer up. Make sure everything's free from the back. I guess if that falls, it'll be out. Yo, this thing is so heavy. So that bracket is for the igniter. The actual flame itself, it looks like, with a burner. I don't know, maybe a thermocoupling or something like that too, so that's no bueno. And that's what mine looks like. Super jacked up, bent. So let's make a call.
Cool.
Hi, I called a little bit earlier. I'm starting the installation of my my cooling unit. And I noticed there's a bracket on the bottom right corner. It looks like it holds the igniter and the burner and some of that stuff, and it's pretty badly bent up. It looks like it was damaged during shipping.
Okay.
So I don't know what I should do about that. Should I just go ahead and try to bend it back into place?
Yes, you can. You can definitely bend it back into place. If you can't bend it straight enough, you can like put a little piece of 2x4 there and hit it, you know,
Okay.
hammer it straight. But that'll be fine to straighten that out.
Okay. So it doesn't have to be like exactly accurate within a millimeter or anything like that, right? To get the burn going.
Yeah, just so long as it'll line up and install there, that'll be fine.
Okay. Sounds great. I will try that.
All right.
Thanks so much for your help. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
So I guess you just fix it yourself. Make sure when you take out your thermistor here that it goes back in the same spot that it came out. So I'm going to put it back about 2/3 of the way up or 3/4 of the way up these fins here, because it makes a difference. Even though you can adjust it with your thermostat, you want it to be the same, and if you put it higher or lower, it's a different temperature here than it is here in your fridge, so be aware of that. Okay, thanks. So now I believe the next step is to make sure that the liner is clear from the actual back of the fridge. So here's the heating element, I believe, the electric heating element. In the video they tell you to check and make sure that that thing is free before you order the unit. So if it's not, they can send you a new one. And I'm going to assume that mine's locked up in there, which it looks like it is. So I don't know, I'll try some PB Blaster or something like that, WD-40. Oh my god. Oh, we got movement. I just saw it slip a little bit. That is a very good sign. Usually that movement leads to more movement. And now I just want to be a little more careful. Here's the igniter right here. Gonna going to remove that. Oh, it makes it so much easier with this impact gun. One of the things they tell you to do in the installation video is to not remove more things than you need to. I kind of like to remove more things to make the job easier at the time, and so I understand more of what's going on and how things go together or went together. Would be a good next step is to try to get this, I can't remember what it's called, a flue or a chimney, whatever this is. Get this out of the way if I can. And there's a lot of debris right here where the burner was. And I see a tab over there, but that's all. I don't see any screws, just a few slots or tabs, so. Oh, I bet we can bend this out of the way once I remove all this stuff on the bottom here. So there's some things right there, over there. Maybe take the feet off, I don't know. We'll get this bracket off and then check it. There we go. There's some screws back there holding this in. What I found here real quick was a paint can opener. I think this will work all right. Just to kind of get in there and pull at that. Yeah, it's not working that good, but that's good. yeah. Man, this is some nasty crap that they use to seal it with. So I'm going to take some time, scrape this out. Just basically doing one of these. And they recommend to, RV Cooling Unit recommends to put some weather stripping along the edge here, so when you go to put the unit back in, it doesn't seal in like that. And yeah, I'll do that because this was a pain to get out, and if I ever have to do it again, don't want to deal with that. It'd be nice if it just slid right out. So I'll get this cleaned up, probably run to the hardware store, get some weather stripping if I can't find any. Alright, well, I got all this cleaned up. I had some of it with a wire brush. I scraped it with a putty knife, tried to get it as clean as I could. Got what I think is the thermal mastic that they used all off. This was masking taped in, so when I go to install the new boiler, I think I'm going to have to put a piece of masking tape in. See how this works. We'll tape it down and see if I can get those holes lined up. If it's too difficult, I'll untape it and screw it onto the boiler first. It's about $11 for this roll, so it wasn't exactly cheap, but I should have some left over. Now for my particular install, I'm going to go ahead and put these fins on, and I needed to masking tape around them. Not sure that I needed to, but I wanted to because that's what it was originally there, and I should be able to get to those screws. They look like they line up just about perfect. I'm going to try it that way, even though that's not the way they say to do it. They say to put the fins on, install it all at one piece. I'm going to go ahead and keep them separate. Hopefully they'll work out. So what I'm going to do now is tip this back down, foil tape all around the outside, and we'll go from there. Actually, what I'm going to do before that is try to get this bent back into place properly. You know, I can understand why she told me to just beat on it with a 2x4. It probably cost $100 to ship this back to them, and then $100 for them to ship it back to me. They should have absolutely packed this better, but it is what it is. Shit. Yeah, I just ripped a hole in my good jeans. Damn bracket. I paid $530 for this thing. And the part I'm most concerned about is the igniter lining up to fire up. Alright, now I think I'll get that foil tape on. That wasn't too bad, but it's certainly not perfect. I mean, this is pretty bent still. I don't know if that's gonna affect everything or not. Man, I'm feeling a draft where my jeans got tore. Gotta find out what I did with the thermomastic.
I'm gonna kind of put this over by the Mr. Buddy here, get it warmed up a little bit. This doesn't line up for shit. Oh, Jesus. So what I see happening here is this is actually getting sucked back towards the boiler, and I can actually see the thermomastic starting to get squished out now. No, these have to be tight. That thermomastic has to compress against these fins in order to transfer the heat. I'm gonna try to get these 4 back in, and I just can't believe how badly these are aligned. I don't know if you can see right there at the edge of that, right there is the hole, and right there is where it is. So that's easily 1/2 inch, more like 3/4 of an inch. All right, I got 3 of these screws mounted, or in, or just started rather. I can't find the 4th one right now, so I'm gonna pause on that and put some other things back together. I had to temporarily take out the computer here to get to this screw in the corner. But yeah, it was kind of a bear to get everything lined up, that's for sure. And this one still isn't lined up even close. I'm going to put the burner and the thermocoupling and the igniter back in now, I think. Looks like everything's lining up pretty good as long as this is close enough there to spark. This piece comes up and this is the top. Something real quick here, this is the baffle. I just pulled this out from the other one. In the installation video they talk about this is something that people will often forget, and I can see why I had all this done. I was just about to go start figuring out how to put the top piece of the heat shield on, or whatever that is, chimney. There was insulation stuff down in the tube from wrapping it up there. I don't know, had I not thought about it, I would have missed this too. And what's that in? 2 screws at the bottom. That's right. Now I remember. Wait. I didn't watch the video. It takes long to put on my hair. It takes long to put on my hair. Ta-da! We're about 3 months in full timing here, and we're in Waco, Texas right now. And our fridge is holding up, sort of. We basically haven't opened it at all today. Got down to 37 last night, and it's at 41 now. Our freezer is at 23.8, and it is almost 90 degrees, 88, 87, something like that. It's not holding up quite as well as we'd like it to. Today I went to L&M Electronics in Waco and got a couple 12-volt computer fans, and we're gonna try those out and see how they work. 12 volt at 0.18 amps and 12 volt at 0.1 amp. Back is still icing up.
Hey, shut that.
So we got that stuck up there, got that all pinned up. And look at that, just the perfect amount of room to slip a Coca-Cola underneath there. So I think I'll just keep Cokes and stuff on this side, and that way hopefully it won't get bumped or bothered. And the top part of the fridge is going to be the coldest part anyway. So you want some airflow up there, and we're gonna make sure we don't have too much stuff in here anymore. So it's pretty warm out. The freezer right now is at about 16 degrees, and the fridge has been bouncing back and forth between 34 and 36, right in that area. So I don't have this set too cold. It's not even halfway, so it could be in theory much colder. The fan has really helped the fridge out, it looks like. So you can see the fan and back's blowing the air across the fins. And I just readjusted it today. It used to be have a less of an angle, and I put a steeper angle on it to blow hopefully across more fins, because this was starting to ice up over here. What I may do is get a smaller fan and put one going from each side, but I'm gonna see how this works. So adding a fan to the fridge has definitely made a drastic improvement. It's not taking too much energy. So hopefully this is going to be a good solution. I want to thank all the new subscribers. That's awesome. I can't believe we got to 10,000 subscribers so quickly. Seemed like just yesterday, you know, I had my 60. But all 10,000 of you, hello. It's pretty awesome.
Babe,
Yes, dear.
it's only 1,000. Get your numbers right.